I just know that I'm meant to be doing something different with my life than what I've currently been doing. I don't know if corporate career is in my line of sight for my next 40 years. I don't know if that's what I want to do, but I have no idea what it's going to look like. And it's okay if you don't know what your purpose is. You just have to take a step. Exciting news is that I'm in Austin with one of my best friends. Say hi, this is Carissa. Hi. Because we're in Austin, we're going to go check out an Austin-based church, which I've never done or seen before. I've actually never been to church in the States. I used to live in the States for a long time. So obviously a little bit of change up in sort of the scenery. I'm not driving. Apparently, when I was kind of like farming this out to a few people back home at my other church, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Austin. I'm so excited. I'm going to check out some churches. And they're all like, oh, you're going to Texas, are you? Like that's some pretty big, some intense, church vibes. So I feel like I'm kind of in the Mecca because obviously it's like such a, I'm assuming it's going to be such a contrast from the like small town island vibes.
We just decide today that we've come to encounter the presence of God. That's why we're here. And up in Overflow, Lane Murray Unit, the Dovo app, YouTube would be so easy to check out because you're watching on a screen, but the presence of God is everywhere.
Okay, it's just after the service. I'm in the car by myself. We actually stopped to get tacos because the one thing I miss the absolute most, not living in America anymore, is like I miss good tacos. And being in Austin, Texas, apparently it's the place. Southern California also has amazing stuff. Anyway, so we're stopping here at this like really cute place called Radio. So if you're in Austin, check out Radio. It's very cool. Like, I know I say this a lot, but like, I loved it. I'm like, I honestly want to move here just so I can go to that church, which is like saying something. Oh my gosh, nice Canadian flag. Represent. Canadian flag bank here in Austin. Very cool. And the music was awesome. So immediately I was like, okay, I love this. So we were standing there, we were just listening to the music for a bit, and I had that thing where like I get so overwhelmed by the vibration there because it wasn't the actual lyrics of the song. I didn't even know the song, so it wasn't like hitting me yet. There's this vibration. It's like soon as I step in, it's like I feel overwhelmed. Okay, I don't feel overwhelmed, but there's this vibration that instantly starts to make me want to cry. And it's like happy cry. And I'm at this age in my life now, or I'm in this place in my life where whenever like a strong emotion comes up for me, I try not to assign a thought to it. So I try not to make meaning of like, oh, I'm crying because. Sometimes it's obvious, like, oh, so-and-so hurt my feelings. But in that moment when I'm walking in and I just kind of get hit by this overwhelming feeling of like, I really just want to start crying, I just kind of go with it. But I also feel a bit embarrassed. Like I don't want to cry in front of people. I don't want to ruin my mascara. So I got a bit misty-eyed and I also just was overwhelmed. And it's also this feeling of like, this sounds really cheesy. It's like, I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be when that feeling comes. So it's like a coming home feeling. I don't know. And then the actual sermon, they're doing a series called Kiss the Fire, which is essentially, and the example that they gave is when Moses first finds the burning bush and God speaks to him. God has got to exit and free his people from slavery, from the Egyptians, and he calls on Moses to lead them out of there. And when he comes to him, Moses is like, man, I'm not the guy. Are you sure it's me? Like, are you sure you want it to be me? And he's like, yeah, it's you. And the reason why he says is like he's you is because he says, I'm going to be with you. Not you've got this, not you've got all the skills, not that your whole life has led you to this moment, but I'm going to be with you. So like, it's good. That really hit me because in this phase of my life now, like this new chapter, having this feeling or this faith or trust that Jesus and God are with me makes me feel more confident and also makes me feel like I can take that scary step forward into the unknown. You know, even in this phase of my life right now, like there's so much of it is unknown. You know, I'm not working, I'm financially really stressed out, and I just know that I'm meant to be doing something different with my life than what I've currently been doing. I don't know if like, you know, corporate career is in my line of sight for my next 40 years. I don't know if that's what I want to do, but I have no idea what it's going to look like. And so how it resonated for me was this trust of like, you can just take the first step knowing that Jesus and God is with you and they're all powerful. They can create miracles. Like they have a purpose for you, and it's okay if you don't know what your purpose is. You just have to take a step. And then they also reference this moment where like everybody goes through this, and I'm going to paraphrase the whole thing. Okay. I'm going to distill his stuff down into like what it means to me. They call it like this moment of when you're in the wilderness. So in the Bible, it's like, you know, they had to like walk through the wilderness, this moment of wilderness, which is essentially like the dark trials and tribulations that people go through in their life, and how essentially in that moment, you can't feel that God is with you or that Jesus is with you. I'm using them interchangeably. You can't see it. You might not even feel it, but like he's there. And in that wilderness is when he is preparing you for what you're meant to do. He was preparing you for that next chapter. I feel like everyone can relate to this because I don't know one person in my life or anyone that I've met. And I'm talking about like people that have extreme privilege, extreme wealth, all the way down to my incredibly artistic, really close friends who, you know, every month is like, ooh, how much money we're going to bring in. You know, like I have, you know, I've met so many people on the spectrum in my life. Well, I'm on this, you know, not that spectrum, but okay, well, maybe. That wouldn't be surprising. Not one of them has had an easy life. Not one of them has had a cakewalk. Every single person goes through the wilderness and goes through the like toughest times ever and loses faith. I've been there. I've definitely been there. And so this sort of reminder that there's actually a bigger plan, and that through the darkness, through the hard trials and tribulations, through the wilderness moments of your life, that's actually when you're getting refined. And it made me think about sometimes life doesn't be like, hey, let me dangle a carrot in front of your face and be like, that's what you want, right? Okay, go get it. Go get that carrot. Sometimes we learn the absolute most by figuring out what we don't want. So God is teaching you in the simplest form through what you don't like and what you don't want. I'll give you an example. So like in my corporate life, I've had some amazing bosses. And I was like, oh my God, they inspire me. I loved working with them, all the things. And then I've had some horrible bosses. And I remember the horrible ones stand out actually a lot more because it's so much more like traumatizing in a way. But I remember thinking like, okay, cool. I definitely learned how not to lead. I definitely learned what not to do. Or my parents, it's like, I know if I were to ever have kids, I know what not to do. I definitely know what not to do when it comes to parenting. That being said, I have no idea what to do still. And that's when this like faith in just take a step, follow something that lights you up, follow anything that excites you, and this trust that God has your back, God is within you, God will help you, God will arrange things to continue to teach you, but also to carry you forward, really is what I was like, this is what I need to hear right now. So it was a bit of a simple message, but it was delivered in a very like distillable, relatable way, which I really appreciate, because in my now sitting in the car talking to you, I'm like, here's how it meant to me. And here's how it actually really inspired me and reminded me and gave me a message of hope. Like you might feel lost. You might feel like God has abandoned you. You might feel like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in my life, but that's okay. That's actually part of the process. And again, I have not met anyone who hasn't gone through this. Not one person. If you know anyone who's like, my life's been great, everything's awesome, I'm like, okay, well, they're probably an alien. My camera's getting hot, because then I'm also getting hot. I'm like sweating in the car, and like tacos are waiting. So we're gonna go enjoy some tacos, and then I'm going to like a child's birthday party later. So very wholesome, fantastic Sunday. I'm feeling so grateful. It's sunny out. I feel very, very blessed, and I feel encouraged and motivated to, you know, step into the wilderness, girl, step into the unknown. And, you know, at some point your wings are going to show and God's going to hold you. I got this. You got this. Thank you so much for listening or watching. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. I'm feeling love. I was about to be like, love you, but okay, what I do. Love you. Okay, bye.